Hello there folks, and welcome to Scrap Mechanics. I'm kind of sort of making this video as an audio test. I don't know if you'll notice my voice might sound kind of different, and there's a reason for that. It's also part of the reason why I was gone for so long. It's because my microphone that I normally use broke. The microphone that I normally use was an Audio-Technica ATR 2500. Pretty nice microphone, however the plug is all sorts of messed up on it and I needed to buy a new microphone, and it took a while to get here. And the microphone that I'm using right now is a Blue Yeti, so hopefully everything sounds alright. If you guys have comment suggestions on how to improve the sound, if it's alright, if it's not, just let me know. I'll make sure to improve it on my next episode, which will be back to the normal series which we play. But in the meantime, let's check out this new game, Scrap Mechanic. It's just a fun game to tinker around in. You can build stuff. It's very Space Engineers-esque. You just build things, create things. There's no real ultimate goal to it, just to tinker. Right now there's only a creative mode. It is multiplayer. Let's name our world, I don't know, meh. There we go. We could make it flat, or we could have actual terrain. I'm not going to make it private, so people can join if they so desire. And yeah, let's give it a shot. The thing that I'm going to show you how to make today is probably one of the most basic things you could possibly make, and that would be a car. And even though it is kind of basic, there's a couple of things you need to know how to do to actually make something work in this game. So we're just going to go over the basic mechanics of Scrap Mechanic. Okay, got it. All right. So, just like any game, WSAD, shift, space, and control. They make you move and whatnot, and crouch and jump and all sorts of stuff. But what you're interested in is how to build something, and we're going to be building a car. So what we're going to do first is place down a lift, and we could make our car out of all sorts of materials. I could make a car out of, well, let's take a look at the inventory. Press I to get to your inventory screen. We have concrete blocks, wood blocks, metal blocks, barrier blocks, tile blocks, brick blocks, and glass blocks. So I could make a car out of concrete if I so desired. I could make one out of tile. I could make one out of bricks. I could make one out of glass. That would actually be kind of interesting, but I'm going to make one out of metal because that tends to be what they're made out of. So what we're going to need to make a car is a couple of metal blocks. We're going to need a driver's seat. We're going to need a gasoline engine, which we have in our thing right there. We're going to need a bearing. We're going to need some suspension. Well, we don't need suspension, but it certainly does help. We're going to use some off-road and on-road suspension. That's really all that we need are these blocks right here. We're probably going to add some more stuff to it eventually, but this is just to give you a basic idea of how to make something in Scrap Mechanics. So, first thing we're going to do, we're going to lay down a couple of blocks. Just like in Space Engineers, clicking and dragging, you can make big blocks, you can make lines, you can just place down one at a time. I'm going to make a car that has a chassis that is too wide, and that ought to be long enough. And it's going to be a rear-wheel drive car with front steering, kind of like a normal car. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make some little pillar for our suspension up front, and that will work just nicely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift up this a little bit so I can see underneath, and I'm going to place a rotor right there, because I'm going to need this, because I'm going to place a suspension block here, and I want this to be able to turn. I want the wheels to be able to turn, so I'm going to put a rotor right here. And then I actually, my mistake. I need to bring this out one further. Yeah, if I have it too close like that, the car will tip over, so we'll do this. That's better. I knew something was off, because if you place it too close, you'll the blocks won't be able to turn. So there we go. We're going to place our sport suspension right there, and we're going to lift this up a bit further. Then I'm going to place a block here, place a block there, put some more rotors there because we want our wheels to be able to turn, because if we put our wheels right there, they would not turn, and that would not be conducive for a car. So we're going to place that there and that there. So there we go. That's our front suspension all done. We're going to have to hook everything up, and I'll show you how to hook things up in a wee little bit. But first, let's lower that down, and let's get the rear end of the car all figured out. So we're going to do about the same thing. Except we're going to use the off-road suspension for the rear. It just tends to help with things. At least that's what I've noticed. So I'm going to use off-road suspension right there. And we're not putting rotors there because we don't need these to turn. If we wanted a car that could turn on all of the wheels could turn, then we would. But that's not our goal. And we're going to put some rotors here. And these rotors will be powered via a gasoline engine. We're going to have to hook everything up in a little bit, but there we go. Everything's starting to come together. We got 2 wheels up front that are going to turn, 2 wheels in the back that are going to power the car. So far so good. We should put in a driver's seat now. And let's see, where should I put the driver's seat? There we go. That ought to be just fine. And we're going to have to hook things up to the driver's seat and engine once I place that down. And I'll put the engine up front like a normal car. Why not? There we go. So, when I bring up this tool, this will help us connect everything together. So, the first thing that I usually do is I connect the driver's seat to the rotors that will steer the car. And then I also have to invert them because for some reason it's set to automatically invert your steering, but that's all fixed now that I changed that. And if you see, it's just the right click button to change, and it changes. So, there we go. Make sure everything's in the correct direction, and I think I messed that up. There we go. Much better. Okay, so our steering is all set now. Now we need to power the rear wheels, which we will do. And make sure they're spinning in the correct direction. That one's spinning in the correct direction. And this one is not. So, there we go. Alright. That is all well and good. However, if we would turn on this engine, which I'm going to, it would automatically start moving the wheels in that direction because we have no control over it. It's automatically set to go on at full blast. So what we want to do is we want to get control over the engine. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect the driver's seat to the engine. So once we remove this, the engine will turn on, but it won't actually move the car forward until we get in the driver's seat and tell it to do so. So with that, let's remove that, get in here, and we should have a fully functioning car, hopefully. Haha! Yep, and it's kind of a little bit squirrely, but that's the way it tends to be. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so it looks as though we have a working car. It's really pretty high powered. And it doesn't really, handle that well, but it is a car and it does move. But we can add some more things to it. So why don't we? Let's hop on out. Let's see what other things we can add to this car to make it a little more fun. Let's see here. There's a toilet. Let's put a toilet on there. And we have a controller. Allows bearings to rotate in sequence. Nah, don't need that. Switch. Nah, don't need that either. Radio. Oh, of course I want a radio. Who wouldn't? And what else could we possibly put in here? Cucumber box. Of course. We're going to put cucumbers on here as well as toilet paper. Alright, I think we have ourselves a winning combination here. So let's put our toilet seat on. There we go. Now we need some toilet paper for that. And there we go. Toilet paper and a toilet seat. We're all set. And we just could use, I don't know. How about that cucumber box? Yeah, let's put those on in front. Yeah, a couple of those. There we go. Now we got ourselves a good cucumber truck. And we could use a radio. Where will we put that? Yeah, we'll put that right there so both the people on the toilet and the person in the driver's seat can use it. I don't know. It's kind of front heavy right now. We could put some things on the back to even that out. Let's see. What could we put on the back to even that out? How about some thrusters? Yeah, that'll work. So, let's put some thrusters on this bad boy. Let's see here. Put one there, put one there, put one there, put one. Yeah, that'll work. Let's connect them all together. Connect it all to that. I wonder if I could control this from the toilet seat. I don't think I could. but it's something I might want to try out. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? And just this one. Oh, of course, better crank the thrusters all the way up. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, and the last one. There we go. So we got a high-octane cucumber truck with a toilet in the back. Let's see. How well does this work? Oh my god, it works too well. Holy crap, we made a rocket. I'm so sorry, tree. Oh no, my cucumbers. Oh my god. Make it stop. Okay. Let's calm down here. Okay. Well, it looks like the cucumber truck is pretty quick. It's pretty stable though now that we added a whole bunch of weight to it. Doesn't really want to flip over like it wanted to earlier, so there's that. It does have a tendency to fly, which is something you don't usually want in your cucumber trucks, but it is a side effect of being really, really fast. Oh my god, loop-loops. Oh, yep. So there is some fun to be had in this game. It's crazy. But, yeah, there's no ultimate goal to this other than making really fast cucumber trucks, apparently. So, with that being said, I think that's a positive note to end this episode on. My poor cucumber truck. Well, there we go. Oh no! Okay, there we go. Deep breaths, deep breaths. Alright, let's get in the toilet seat. Nope. Toilet seat. There we go. Alright, thank you folks for watching my wonderful cucumber truck do some somersaults in the air. And I will catch you folks next time.